Well, it's my privilege and honor to introduce the extremely renowned people present with us today, although Mr. Deepak Parekh is a man every finance minister, every visiting multinational chairman, and every top businessman turn to when they want the highest quality, impartial, and confidential advice. With his vast experience and contacts and sagacity, he's often been called to mediate formally or informally, such as one of India's largest corporate scams at Satyam Computer, and recently, as you all know, Sunil Gavaskar, interim president of BCCI, hired him as his special advisor. In the 80s and part of 90s, when government had dominated our lives and made us miserable with shortages and rationing, HDFC was the only organization that a middle-class person went to for a roof over their heads. Having pioneered home loans, Mr. Parekh went on to oversee HDFC Group's unblemished and strong growth in banking, mutual funds, life insurance, general insurance, real estate venture, and educational loans. In a country which has seen the rise and fall of many financial institutions, HDFC has recorded remarkable growth, stability, delivered huge shareholder value, all the while maintaining ethical and fair dealing with every stakeholder. May I now request Mr. Deepak Parekh to release this extraordinary book and preside over the programs. Mr. Parekh, please.
It's a great pleasure to be here this evening at the launch of the extremely well-written book, An Undocumented Wonder, The Making of the Great Indian Election. While I have been given an honor just to preside over the function, and as someone presides, their role is to just introduce the speakers, introduce the panelists, and take questions from the public. But the introductions have been done by Debasis, and so I don't think I have any role to play today. But eminent personalities really need no introduction. I will give my 2 bits about introducing our 3 very eminent people. All of you know Dr. Qureshi. Dr. S.Y. Qureshi was the 17th Chief Election Commissioner of India between 2006 and 2012. As an IAS officer, he has had an illustrious career. It is indeed rare to see an IAS officer with such an impeccable record. Very few are able to maintain their integrity under such difficult circumstances that we operate in India. Dr. Qureshi is best described as a development thinker. One could have only hoped that there were more people like this in the IAS fraternity like Dr. S.Y. Qureshi. Perhaps it was this unique trait that made him an ideal candidate for the post of the Chief Election Commissioner. He had relentlessly pursued and promoted strategies to encourage voter education, encourage awareness programs, the benefits of which we are seeing today. The book is extremely well researched, and Dr. Qureshi brings in his valuable experience to give us his deep personal insights on how India's electoral exercise operates. What I appreciated is the balanced approach by the author. The author has rightly pointed out that governance remains one of the most serious challenges. It is distressing that 31% of our MLAs are facing pending criminal charges. Worryingly, the book points out that candidates with serious criminal charges are getting richer faster. Trust in our institutions is eroding, and that is not a good sign. We are a young country. We have to leave a better India for our young population, which is going to be with us for many years to come. I do concur with the author that there is an urgent need for administrative, political, police, judicial and electoral reforms. And mind you, many of these reforms are administrative reforms. They do not need acts of parliament. They do not need legislation. They all need a will to carry out these reforms. It doesn't need separate bills in parliament. But even this, we have not seen any initiative either at the state level or the central level. While India waits with bated breath for the results of one of its most significant elections, one must take time to read this book to understand the nuts and bolts of what it takes to put together such a mammoth, challenging exercise of conducting elections. At this time, when the sole focus of the media is on the magic number of 272, there is a tendency to ignore those who have quietly worked behind the scenes. The book provides an insight of what happens backstage. As the book says, aptly says, and I quote, "The Election Commissioner is the most self-effacing organization in India. How little do we know about it?" The mammoth task of conducting elections in the world's largest democracy is possibly the most understated and remarkable feat. With reference to the scale of operations of conducting an election, let me quote a very relevant paragraph which sums up the essence of the entire book. And I quote, "Reason would indicate that only a supercomputer can perform the task. But facts indicate that the ECI, the Election Commissioner of India, has proved more potent than any machine. The great Indian election machinery has the very complex goal of consistently delivering free and fair elections in a politically charged yet vibrant atmosphere within a backdrop of a nation with logic defining diversity and an incalculable magnitude. This machinery has to be kept well-oiled for it to function efficiently and effectively at all times." End of quote. We have to thank Dr. Qureshi for enlightening us voters. Although, as you know, I couldn't vote that. We are a voting population of 815 million, including nearly 100 million new voters. Yet, how many of us know that India is recognized as the global gold standard in conducting elections? Congratulations once again, Dr. Qureshi. This evening, we also have two interesting panelists from different walks of life. Kabir Bedi, a renowned and multifaceted actor who has appeared in numerous movies, plays, and television shows. In fact, he was one of the first Indian actors to make a mark internationally by playing the pirate Sandokan in the extremely popular TV series in Europe. Besides this, he is also a regular writer on political and social issues. We also have with us Medha Patkar, one of India's most reputed socialist activists and reformer, who has relentlessly fought for various causes and single-handedly very often. She has been dedicated and selfless in her service for society. Ms. Patkar is a firm believer in justice and a better India. I wish her well in her political foray. So with this, let me conclude once again congratulating the author, and I strongly encourage all of you to read An Undocumented Wonder, which Rupa Publications has made into a documented wonder. And let me end by thanking Sujita for inviting me to chair this function. Thank you.